to the Eternian Stories channel, where today I would like to share with you guys my plans for the April NaNoWrimo, which is called Camp NaNoWrimo, and they do it in April and July. And I'll leave links down in the description for it because it's a little bit different than the regular NaNoWrimo that happens that happens every November. But these ones are in the middle of the year because, I don't know, get more writing done or something. But for April, I have really big plans for this NaNoWrimo because in November I wanted to finish my I'm calling it Red 1 now, I guess. It's called Project Red. It's the entire series of novels, but for now the first one is called Project Red 1. And I mentioned in my updated writing goals, or whatever the heck I called that video, I mentioned that I wanted to finish this first novel as soon as possible, and I think that is going to be more possible because I have I can't think today. I have novel 2 ready to start, actually. At least like the first 5 chapters of it, or sections, I guess, because I did a lot of just overall plotting, but enough to be able to come up with like a better storyline from that. So, I really think I'm going to be able to finish novel 1 in this April NaNoWrimo, or the other one that's in June. The goal is still the same, to write 50,000 words for that month, because that's how long a novel is at the shortest. Other than that, like anything less than 50,000 would be a novella, but the novel I'm writing is probably going to be over 100,000 words, and the second one probably will be too, because I love details and I write really long stories. But the first novel I have done so much work on. Let me find the notebook I'm using for this. I'm pretty sure y'all have seen this before, but my trusty notebook that I have all the info in for this novel. So I have a quote at the beginning that's very pretty too. It says, "When reading, we don't fall in love with the character's appearance. We fall in love with their words, their thoughts, and their hearts. We fall in love with their souls." And I made it look really cute to remind myself that that's what we need to do when we write. Fall in love with their thoughts and their hearts and their souls. And then, so I have backstories on characters at the beginning here, and then an outline for the first time I wrote this novel, but it's changed a lot. Like, I have 2 more characters I've added for points of view, and then I've changed the names of characters. I've added a couple other characters just to have in the series. Oh, and then I love this at the bottom. It says, "Step into a scene and let it drip from your fingertips." That's another really fun one that I love. It's a really good one. So my goals for draft 2, which would actually be draft 1, I just keep rewriting the same story over and over again because I can't stop adding more things to it. I'm like, well, I'm gonna have to add whatever this is to the whole book. So I decided this is the last time I'm going to be adding stuff to this for, until probably when I do draft 2, 3, 4, 5, after, like, beta readers and stuff like that. So my goal was to get to 50,000 words. I'm actually already past that. I'm at like 64,000, I think. So I wanted to plot the ending, because that's the problem every single time I come to like the later third of this book, because I'll get 2/3 of the way through and I'll be like, and what do we do now? There is no ending to this. So I finally wrote up the ending, and I have that. So now I just need to write it out. And then I wanted to get to know my characters better, because when I first started this story, I didn't really, I don't know, I was more of a person that just kind of writes. I don't really outline anything, so learning to outline has been very important to me, and I would say I'm a little bit of both, so a little bit of a pantser and a little bit of a plotter, because I will just start the story with, like, the second book. I will just start the story, but I have a basic outline of what I want, and then I'll make more of an outline as I go along, and I know more details about what I want to do with the story. But getting to know the characters better is really important because you have to know where you're going to put them, what you're going to do with them, their personality, how they talk, you know, all these different kinds of things. So I definitely wanted to get to know my characters better. And then the last thing was to get a better idea of where the story is going for the next novels, which I know where it's going for the second one. After that, I'm not really sure, and I still need the ending of the second novel, but this was just kind of last night before bed. I was just kind of scrolling out a whole bunch of stuff I thought of for the second novel, so that one's also definitely done. And then I have a little bit of notes on creating complex, believable characters, because you want to make your characters pretty real to life and relatable, I guess would be the word. So I have a couple of notes here on that, and then I have questionnaires for important characters. And then we move further on, and this is actually what really helped me finish the outlining of the first novel, because I used the plot roller coaster, which has 6 parts, and it looks like this. I'm not gonna leave it on screen very long because I don't want you guys to read all that, but it looks like this, and it's pretty self-explanatory. So it has the setup, the inciting incident, the rising action, which is the longest part of the book, the climax, the falling action, and the resolution. The one that I'm using for Project Red 2, though, because for each novel, I'm trying a different style of outlining, I guess, or, you know, plotting. So I'm using the 9-step plot dot for Project Red 2, and I only have 2 more dots left. So that one is, it looks like that, and I'm going to write in, you know, the stuff there later, but it looks like that. And then this one has the ordinary world, inciting incident like the last one, the first plot point, the first pinch point, the midpoint, the second pinch point, I believe the second plot point, the final battle, and then the return to the ordinary world. And I have notes on each of these things, like I think here at the beginning, the ordinary world, like how does it start? Show your main character in their normal life, including friends, family, job, or school. What flaws do they have? What's missing from their life? What do they want more than anything in the world? You know, so just kind of notes on like what to write for each one. And then for Project Red 3, I'm going to try the Save the Cat 3 Acts 15 beat structure, which is going to end up being a lot more sections, but just to help me get through each of the parts of the story that I need to have in there. And then I think the craziest one is probably going to be Project Red 4, because I'm doing the Caddy-tastics 3-act, 9-block, 27-chapter outline, which this one goes into so much more detail because there are 3 blocks for each act, which means there's 9 chapters for each act. And I think it's going to work really well. It's just going to be a lot more detailed when I'm finished with it. And I haven't figured out what I want to do for Project Red 5 yet. If you guys have any ideas of outlining techniques that I haven't mentioned here, let me know down in the comments, because like I said, for each book I want to try a different style of outlining, because I think it's going to actually add a lot. It's going to make the story feel different than the last in a way, but also have them all be connected. And through this, I'm just kind of figuring out what kind of outlining I really like. So far, the first 2 have been really nice. I think I like the first one still, because it's just 6 sections and I can just kind of write everything for that section. When you get more detail, it doesn't feel like I'm like writing as much, but I think it'll be okay. And then I did have a word sprint tracker for NaNoWrimo in 2020. I only got halfway through though, but that's okay. I could probably use the other side for April or something. And then each vampire, there are a lot of them, but each vampire has a different ability. So I've written down all of the abilities that I know of so far, and then a couple of witch spells from one of my favorite shows that I watch. Actually, there's 2 of them, Vampire Diaries and Originals. I love the series. They're great. I rewatch them every year. I'm actually watching the originals right now. I think I'm in the middle of season 2 when Dahlia is the problem. But anyways, if you don't know anything about that series, I'll just stop right there. So I'm kind of learning some what some of the really big spells are in those. Like Modus is to move something towards you, and then Incendia sets things on fire. Not sure what the language origin is of those, but I'm gonna just keep writing all of the spells there. as I learn them and figure out which ones I want to use in this story. And then at the back of the book, because I don't know how long this section will end up being, I have a running list of quotes that I have some of them tagged for characters, but then other ones I have just as a random human character involved with the vampires, or I have, you know, just a person out of nowhere given random wisdom, because that's what they do. But I do have that as well. So to wrap up here, because this video is getting kind of long, for NaNoWrimo, or Camp NaNoWrimo in April, I'm going to be finishing the first draft of Project Red 1 once and for all, finishing the outline for Project Red 2, and maybe starting Project Red 2. We'll see what happens, but at least I'm going to finish Project Red 1 and get more of an outline for Project Red 2, because I have the first, every time I do this, I get the first 2/3 of a story, and then, so I need the final battle and return to Ordinary World for Project Red 2, and then everything should be, you know, set up for that in, like, a small way, because obviously, you know, writing in here, there's not enough space to write all the details, so then I actually use, going off on a tangent again here, I swear we're almost at the end of the video, I use an app called Dabble. I spend $4.99 a month on it because every NaNoWrimo you win, you get a coupon for this to get a half off for the year. So I always try to finish NaNoWrimo so I can keep using this. So I'm actually looking at it right now, and I put all of my outlines in one project because you can have different projects. And then I have a actual, I mean, they're called projects or they're called novels. You can call them whatever you want. I keep all of my outlines in one novel with 5 different sections. And then each other novel is an actual novel. So that's pretty cool. And this app has been very helpful to me because I can use it on my phone, on my tablet, on my laptop, on my desktop. I love that it's so versatile and I can use it everywhere. Heck, I can even use it on that computer over there because that's also a desktop. I can't. That one. That one? There we go. That is also a desktop. So I can use it pretty much anywhere I am. So if I have a note to write, or, you know, I have a couple minutes at work or something on break and I want to write just a couple things about my story, then I can use this app for that, and it makes me really happy to be able to use it wherever, whenever, and it only cost me $4.99 a month, which I think is insane. That's such a good deal for, you know, what I can do with this app, because there's a ton of other things you can do with it. And if you guys want to see a video just kind of showing you guys the Dabble app, let me know. And I think that's going to be it for this video. So you guys let me know down below what you're going to be doing in the April Camp NaNoWrimo, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.